In this video, I'm going to tell you about a change that we had a lawyer make that resulted in him getting twice as many new clients the following month. And he did not spend any more money on advertising, and he actually didn't even get more phone calls. So, what happened was every month we do check in calls with our clients. So, I called the client up and I got the phone tree, and it was press 1 for this and press 2 for that and press 3 for this. So finally I pressed zero enough times that I ended up getting through to the office administrator, and then I talked to the client. So we were talking to the client, and he was saying, we're getting some phone calls. We're not getting a ton of phone calls. So I pulled up his call logs and I looked because, we do our call tracking for our clients, and I looked and he had all these phone calls that were 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. And I was like, Tony, his name's Tony. I was like, how much do you like calling your bank? And he's like, I hate calling my bank. And I was like, well, then why are you giving your potential clients that exact same experience, right? What you're doing is you're giving the clients that you're trying to get to hire you the exact same experience that your bank uses that you've already said you hate. Get rid of the phone tree, right? And he's like, no, I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the phone tree. So I was like, look at all these 1 minute calls. They're all people that they pick up the phone, they get your phone tree, and they hang up. And he's like, I don't think that's what it is. So I was like, all right, I will make you a bet. I will bet you that if you get rid of the phone tree and have an actual person answer the phone, next month you will have twice as many leads or twice as many clients. And if not, I'll pay for your marketing for the next 2 months. So he's like, all right, deal. Well, a month comes and goes, and sure enough, he actually, not only did he double, he actually almost tripled the number of clients that he got coming, new clients in his law firm. And the only thing that changed was he got rid of the phone tree, right? So if you have one of those phone trees, those press 1 for this and press 2 for that, get rid of it. Everybody hates them. Nobody wants to use a phone tree because nobody likes calling their bank, right? Those are some of the small optimizations that you can make to your law firm that when you actually implement them, make a huge difference. Here's another one. We had another client who basically what would happen is if the attorney was not available, all they would do is transfer the call to his voicemail. They wouldn't even get the name. They wouldn't get the phone number. They wouldn't get anything. Somebody would say, I was in a car accident. And the receptionist would say, okay, please hold. And they would just transfer to the voicemail. How many people leave voicemails? Not many, right? So what we did is we said, listen, that is no longer a thing. You cannot allow them to transfer the phone call to the voicemail without first getting a name, a phone number, and an email address, and also getting a time that they are available so that the attorney can call them back, and also assuring them that the attorney will call them at that certain time. That change alone resulted in the client doubling the amount of cases that they got. Just that one small little change, right? Now, another thing, and I'm going to say this is the last thing I'm going to add here. Calls should never, ever, ever, ever go to voicemail, right? You should always have, at the very least, an answering service that you fall back on, that if you're not able to answer in the office, an actual real person answers in the answering service. Now, every once in a while, the stars will align and your office is busy, the answering service is busy, and the call goes to voicemail. We found a really cool trick that will salvage a decent percentage of these calls, right? Because most people don't leave voicemail. I don't leave voicemail. If I get, because you have to imagine, let's say you're a plumber, right? Or let's say your toilet's overflowing and you're calling a plumber, because everybody's emergency or everybody's problem is an emergency to them. Whether it is or isn't actually an emergency, it's an emergency to them. So they're going to keep calling and hanging up and call and hang up and call and hang up until they get an attorney on the phone, right? So what we told our clients to do is change their voicemail. And again, you should never, ever have your phone go to voicemail. But if the stars align and your phone does go to voicemail, change your message that says, hi, this is attorney John Doe. I am unavailable to take your call right now, but it is important to me. Leave me your name, your phone number, and I will call you back in 15 minutes, right? Now, you and I both know that you cannot call every single person back every single time in 15 minutes. But what we have found is that when you add this message to your outgoing voicemail and someone gets it, they are, first of all, much more likely to leave you their contact information. So even if it's later than 15 minutes, you can call and beg for forgiveness. It's better to act and then beg for forgiveness than not get the client at all. And two, it also pauses their search, right? Because like I said, they're calling and hanging up, calling and hanging up, calling and hanging up. If you do that, some of them will actually pause their search and wait for you to call them back. So again, your phones should never go to voicemail. If they do, this is the only chance you got. So you might as well use it. So hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions.